welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 biggest flexes in One Piece.
死ぬことを計画に入れるバカがどこにいますかお嬢さん
Number 20, Doflamingo gets cold feet. At the tail end of the Punk Hazard arc, Doflamingo makes a sudden appearance and attacks the G5. Caught in the crosshairs is Captain Smoker, who eventually finds himself cornered by the leader of the Don Quixote pirates. Just before Doflamingo can deliver the final blow, Aokiji suddenly appears behind him and without moving a muscle uses his Devil Fruit power to cover the entire area in ice. Although Doflamingo breaks free, it isn't long before he makes a quick exit, and honestly, we can't blame him with the undeniable aura Aokiji has. Number 19, I'm always negative. Perona's Devil Fruit powers are unique in the fact that she can directly affect her opponent's emotional state through her negative hollows. This leaves most of the Straw Hat crew completely powerless, such as Sanji, Zoro, and Frankie.
皆さんと同じ大地を歩いてすみません
However, when this technique finally reaches Usopp, it has absolutely no effect, much to Perona's dismay. When asked why the heck her ability doesn't work on him, Usopp proudly proclaims that he is always negative. Now, being negative probably isn't the best thing to flex about, but we can't help but admire Usopp's courage. Number 18, Whitebeard blows out a birthday candle. The war at Marineford is rife with characters showing off their ridiculous powers amid all the devastation and shocking developments. When Admiral Akainu takes action, things start to look dire, with the magma-spouting Marine launching meteor magma fists down on the pirates. However, while some of the Whitebeard pirate ships are lit aflame by Akainu's attacks, Whitebeard himself catches one on the tip of his enormous halberd. Not only that, he blows out the magma with his breath alone. The legendary pirate has quake powers, and yet he used only his lung capacity to extinguish molten rock. Whitebeard even trash talks the Admiral for good measure. Akainu may be made of magma, but Whitebeard gave him a burn. Number 17, One Finger. The former first mate of the legendary Roger Pirates is no stranger to flexes in this series, especially considering the fact he swam all the way to Amazon Lily through the Calm Belt. Another great instance of Silver's Rayleigh flexing his abilities is during the flashback battle between the Roger and Whitebeard pirates. With his advanced Buso Shoku, he's able to stop the Devil Fruit user with just a single finger. They don't call him the Dark King for nothing. Number 16, Too Slow. Prior to the time skip, it took a coordinated effort from all the Straw Hats in order to fend off a single Pacifista. Fast forward 2 years later, and Luffy encounters one yet again, but this time he has to fight it solo. When the human weapon shoots mouth beams towards him, Luffy effortlessly dodges all of them and declares them too slow. What follows is Luffy easily defeating the Pacifista with just a single blow, thanks to his newfound Haki powers. Number 15, Sanji needs a light. Apart from Luffy's Rubberman abilities nullifying his attacks, it's pretty much a given that anyone who's on the receiving end of Enel's electrical attacks are going to be put on the verge of death.
私は忙しいんだ。消え去れ!
Just as Usopp and Nami are about to make their escape from the Arc Maxim, Enel sends one of his most powerful attacks, the El Thor, straight towards them. In the very last second, Sanji sacrifices himself and takes on the full brunt of it. In a flex of his iron will, Sanji stands tall after taking on the attack and proceeds to thank the Kami of Skypia for the light.
タバコの火欲しかったとこだ。
Number 14, Kaido knocks Luffy out. Few things can set Luffy off, since he's generally happy-go-lucky. But when Kaido, one of the 4 emperors, destroys the castle where his friends and allies are and supposedly kills them, Luffy loses his chill. Attacking the draconic pirate head-on, Luffy uses all his powerful forms and moves, pummeling Kaido with punch after punch, but it doesn't injure him. Although the anime extends the fight to have a bit more back and forth, Kaido essentially gets up, dusts himself off, and knocks Luffy out with one well-placed Thunder Bagua. He even ridicules Luffy's ambition to be Pirate King, defeating the protagonist in one blow and kicking him while he's down. Damn. Number 13, Bartolomeo's Piss Break. The Corridor Coliseum tournament introduces a whole bunch of unique characters, including the captain of the Barto Club, Bartolomeo the Cannibal. In the opening Battle Royale round, Bartolomeo suddenly decides that now would be a really good time to take a piss in amongst all the ruckus, much to the dismay of the crowd.
快感だべこれは
The Fishman karate master Haki takes great offense to this and strikes him from behind while he's in the middle of it.
Shaken!
Unfortunately for him, it's revealed that Bartolomeo was just baiting him with his barrier devil fruit powers, completely breaking his hand. Talk about taking the piss.
なんなんだバルトロメオ
Number 12, shoot down that flag. While desperately attempting to rescue the fellow crew member Nico Robin, the Straw Hats confront the CP9 members right in the middle of Eni's lobby. The Cypherpol agency's leader, Spandam, is more than happy to remind them just how out of their minds they are, and that to fight against them is the same as opposing the entire world.
これが世界だ立てつくにはお前らがどれほどちっぽけな存在だか分かったか
Not one to back down against anything, Luffy boldly orders Sogeking to shoot down the world government's flag, an act that is seen as a declaration of war.
あの旗撃ち抜け
了解
No matter what the Straw Hats come up against, even if it's the most powerful organization on the planet, they'll always watch out for each other.
望むところだ
Number 11, nothing happened. Just as we all thought that Thriller Bark was coming to a close with Gecko Moria's defeat, Kuma arrives on the scene and makes short work of whoever was left standing.
ウルススショック
With the Warlord of the Sea seemingly unstoppable and out for Luffy's life, Zoro decides to offer his own to the cyborg instead.
ただし身代わりのこの俺の命一つで勘弁してもらいてえ
This sways Kuma, and instead offers to let him go, only if Zoro can withstand all of his captain's pain. Zoro accepts despite the fact that it could very well kill him, and when Sanji discovers him surrounded by blood afterwards, this is all Zoro can say.
何もなかった。
Number 10. Mihawk's smallest knife.
鬼
Dracula Mihawk is the world's strongest swordsman. His introduction has already established his clout and abilities, given that he single-handedly destroyed Don Krieg's fleet. However, when Zoro challenges the man he hopes to surpass, Mihawk delivers a monumental flex on the Straw Hat swordsman.
おい、何のつもりだそりゃ。
Rather than use his massive ship-slicing blade, Mihawk instead pulls out a tiny blade hidden in his necklace. After lamenting that he doesn't have a smaller one, Mihawk proceeds to utterly dominate Zoro in a duel, despite his apparent handicap. While Zoro's determination ultimately wins Mihawk's approval, he must first endure the warlord's disrespect.
いいね。世界一の剣豪か。海賊王の仲間ならそれぐらいになってくれないと俺が困る。
Number 9. Crocodile gives Luffy 3 minutes.
3分やろ。それ以上てめえの相手なんぞしてられねえ。
Speaking of a warlord's disrespect, when Luffy and company are being pursued by the warlord Crocodile, the Straw Hat captain stays behind to buy time. After trading barbs, Crocodile starts to get impatient. But in a show of contempt and confidence, he throws down an hourglass timer in the sand. He lets Luffy try to fight him for 3 minutes.
3分やろう。
Crocodile's utter certainty that Luffy can't hit him in a few minutes is such a big flex. And he's right. Try as he might, Luffy can't so much as injure Crocodile in that time. Meanwhile, Crocodile pokes holes in Luffy's dreams and his body.
この俺を誰だと思ってる。
Number 8. Gum Gum Jump Rope. Prior to this moment, Kaido was an unstoppable force of nature, able to take on pretty much any attack Luffy threw at him. Unfortunately for the overlord of the Wano country, he never could have seen the awakening of Luffy's Gum Gum fruit coming. With his new Gear 5th abilities, Luffy is able to bend reality as though it's a wacky classic cartoon. Even when Kaido attempts to retaliate with a bite, Luffy grabs both ends of him in his dragon form and proceeds to use him as a jump rope. Not only is it a massive flex against Kaido, but it's also one of the most disrespectful moments in the entire franchise. Number 7. Can Luffy throw a punch? Despite receiving ridicule at the hands of Bellamy, a big-time rookie pirate, Luffy returns to confront him when his new friend Cricket's gold is stolen. Bellamy tries to flex on Luffy, mocking his dreams, as he shows off his spring-based powers by bouncing around town in an apparent blur. However, Luffy angrily recalls Bellamy's question and throws it back at him. Can he throw a punch?
パンチの打ち方を知ってるかって？
Then, when Bellamy goes in for a final attack, Luffy punches him into the ground, making Bellamy lose consciousness and gain a new dent in his face. He didn't even use his Devil Fruit powers or name the attack. Luffy doesn't flex often, but when he does, it's always impressive. Number 6. A mere emperor.
わしはここをやめて
麦わらの一味に入りたい。
Jinbei is a staunch ally of the Straw Hats who desperately wanted to join the crew. However, to protect his own people, the Fishman pirate allied with Big Mom. Upon meeting her during the most chaotic tea party ever, Jinbei decides to resign. The only problem is that Big Mom can suck out people's souls.
Stay! Oh, life!
Life じゃ。
But when the enormous Emperor Matriarch tries it on Jinbei, it doesn't work. The caveat to her powers working is that the victim has to fear her, and Jinbei doesn't. A man who wants to join the crew of the future Pirate King can't be scared off by a measly emperor. No wonder everyone calls him Boss.
未来の海賊王のクルーになろうちゅう男が。4カごときに臆しておられるか。
Number 5. Whitebeard's Last Stand. Equally one of the most respected and feared pirates on the planet, Edward Newgate was one of the most powerful pirates to ever exist, with strengths rivaling that of the king of the pirates, Gold Roger. Unfortunately, his legend would come to an end at the Summit War of Marineford. After enduring countless attacks from the admirals, the treacherous Blackbeard and his crew's relentless bullet frenzy was enough to put an end to him. But despite this, even in death, Whitebeard stands triumphantly.
死んでやがる。たったまま。
白ひげシス
The fact that he has not a single scar on his back is a real testament to how he never backed down from a fight.
一切の逃げ傷なし
Number 4. Kizaru styles on the Supernovas.
まったくものを聞いただけでしょう。
Marine admirals can do plenty of flexing themselves. Borsalino, codename Kizaru, immediately shows why his title isn't just for show. While Luffy causes an international incident, Kizaru arrives on the scene via cannonball to help suppress any pirates in the area. After casually and accidentally blowing up a tree the size of a mountain, Kizaru runs into Luffy's peers, fellow up-and-coming rookie pirates Hawkins, Apu, Drake, and Arouge.
ちょっとキザルさんやりすぎじゃないか。
With lazy, unfocused disregard, Kizaru steamrolls these supernovas of the pirate world using his light-based abilities. Their attacks do no damage. He kicks Hawkins at the speed of light and then fires off his powerful lasers. Kizaru isn't all there, which makes his easy defeat of the supernovas an even bigger flaunting of his strength. Number 3. Shanks Stops the War.
よくやった、若い海兵。
The war at Marineford doesn't go well for almost everyone. Whitebeard and Ace die. Blackbeard is ascendant, the Marines and pirates die by the droves, and Luffy's life is in danger. But at the 11th hour, who should appear to intervene but Luffy's mentor Shanks? The Emperor steps in to save Kobe and buy time for Luffy to escape. He then makes a speech to all the hardened pirates, battle-hungry Marines, and the wild card that is Blackbeard about how pointless their fighting has become.
これ以上欲しても両軍被害は無益に拡大する一方だ。
Shanks then challenges anyone who still wants to fight to go up against him and his crew, and none of them want to mess with him. If stopping a war nearly single-handedly isn't a flex, then what is?
来い、俺たちが相手をしてやる。
Number 2. Luffy ignores two emperors.
まず詫びろよ、麦わら。
おい小僧
Luffy and his fellow Worst Generation members make their way to the roof of Onigashima to confront Big Mom and Kaido. It's an epic showdown with the old generation facing the new. However, rather than respond to the two Emperor's barbs about his ambitions, Luffy walks right past two of the most powerful pirates on the planet without a glance, and tends to his friend Kinemon, whom Kaido defeated earlier.
お前が一体何になるのか俺たちの前でもう一度言ってみろ
The disrespect Luffy shows them is probably unintentional. His body is more important to him after all. But even if it was, Luffy's oversized, incredible punch to Kaido's face and his declaration that he'll overtake them and become Pirate King definitely shows that Luffy thinks they're beneath him. Or they will be soon. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Every single Conqueror's Haki moment. Yep, all of them. Conqueror's Haki lets its user release a burst of concentrated intimidation to knock out opponents that lack the willpower to withstand it. Every time it's used throughout the series is essentially its user flexing on whoever they use it against. Conqueror's Haki is flexing distilled and then released onto opponents. Those who use it are able to physically illustrate how much stronger than their opponents they are. When two users clash, it's like a flex-off between who can outdo the other, and anyone who can't withstand it isn't worth their time anyway. Is there a One Piece flex you can't believe we forgot? Show off your knowledge and let us know in those comments below.
恐怖こそが神なの
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.